for someone who is sitting there listening to this podcast, and maybe they're still actively abusing their substances, maybe they're in early recovery, and they're looking for a path forward, what would you suggest to those individuals who are looking for a way to apply this information that we're talking about right now to their real life experience in coming out of a very dark place?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, awareness that you're in a place that's not working for you is really important. Awareness that the alcohol, the drugs is not healthy. That's really important. I think that we all have the potential for great within us, but sometimes our environment is really the problem. And so there's like this story that if you plant a tree, right, you can give the tree sunlight, you can give the tree all the water, and for some reason, that tree just is not growing. But if you take that tree out of the soil that it's in and move it to a completely different patch of soil, then you allow that tree, you see that that tree truly blossoms.
Mm,
And the problem was never the tree. The problem was the soil that it was in to begin with. And you see the same thing happen with human beings. Sometimes our environment is toxic. It is what is holding us back from truly growing. And our environment can be the people around us. It can be certainly our physical space, the neighborhoods that we grew up in, the family that we feel like we can't keep at a distance or completely get rid of. Sometimes people dealing with addiction, you need a new environment. You need a new space to be. You need new soil to truly help you blossom. And
mm.
that's part of moving away from the addiction, right? Like if you're somebody who is always drinking, well, you might have drinking buddies that are triggers for you. You you have to stop hanging out with those buddies. You might have a path that you walk home from work where it takes you right in front of a bar that you
Yep.
frequent. Well, you might have to take a different path home from work. You've got to move out of the environment that you're in. And you need to start adapting or start taking part in some healthier behaviors. And I would also say that you have to don't be so hard on yourself. Right?
Mm.
Like we all have challenges that we face. We all have tests that we face. And the great thing is about tests is when you get through them, it gives you a testimony. Right.
Mm.
So especially with you, look at the testimony that you have and all the people that you're now able to help because of the challenges that you faced and overcame. It's powerful.
It is powerful. I think that is a great message, and I think it's honestly the way to look at this whole thing. We have this adage again in recovery. People, places, and things. Sometimes those need to be completely flipped upside down and moved out of your purview in order for you to step into a brighter day. And again, I mean, the brain is something very specific, but it's connected, right? Quite literally to every aspect of your life, and vice versa. These things connect back into how you're supporting yourself from a physiological standpoint. So I love that. I guess last question that I have is, what do you think people kind of just get wrong about this whole space? What is the largest misconception that people have when it comes to addiction and the brain that you've experienced in your work?
One, it's too complicated, and two, they can't do anything to change it. And they don't realize that they have absolute control to change their brains and to improve their health in every single way. And that includes to relieve themselves of any addictions that they may have. Your neurological potential is very much within your control. The way that your brain evolves is very much within your control. You make choices every single day that changes your brain, whether you realize it or not. Some
Yeah.
of them are good, some of them are not so good, right? I am so mindful of what I feed my brain that there's certain kinds of music I don't listen to, right? They may be very popular songs, but I don't want that messaging coming into my brain.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the news because I don't want that negativity coming into my brain. There's certain things I don't look at on social media because I don't want that negativity coming into my brain. there's certain people I may not even talk to because every time you're around them, like they just drain you. It's just all negativity,
Yeah.
right? The same way you have to be mindful of what you feed your body, you got to be mindful of what you feed your brain. And if you are, that helps you to take charge of your brain and become the leader that your brain needs you to be in order to overcome challenges and be successful.
Yeah. Change your brain, change your life, right?
Absolutely.
I love it. I appreciate you guys listening to the Stacking Days podcast. I hope this episode added value to your recovery and wellness journey. Before we go our separate ways, let's connect on social. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Stacking Days or via the website www.stackingdays.com. By supporting the show, you can play a direct role in amplifying people of color in their pursuit of recovery. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe or hit the follow button. This way, you'll never miss an episode, all while playing an active part in creating the ecosystem where diverse voices and healing matter. This show is for the purpose of education and connection and is not a replacement for therapy or recovery care. For more information on the resources and support available, take a look at SAMHSA and some other resources shared in the description. Until we meet again, be well, one day at a time.